Hello, everyone. Welcome to World Combat Sports. Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Blessings to everyone that's experiencing this COVID-19 shutdown. And if it's affecting your family in the worst way, I wish you nothing but the best of prayers, as you get through this time and tribulations. And for those that's doing fine, don't hesitate to give to others. You know what I'm saying? There's always people out there that need help and assistance. And make sure you do your part, man. God always looking out for the good, the blessings and everything. And this is the time that's going to change this world forever. I had to get on here because while I was on another podcast, Absolutely Boxing, shout out to them, man. Thanks for having me on. I received the news that Iyanna Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather's, I believe, 19-year-old daughter was actually a part of a stabbing, right? And look at me. Look. I know it's tough this day and time raising kids at a younger age than it used to be. You know what I'm saying? You just can't go up there and beat your kid ass the way it used to, right? But for whatever reason, a fluency, being able to roam just a little bit wider than the average yard that I grew up in, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of other average citizens, she probably have a lot more space going on, being her dad is Floyd Mayweather, and she has a lot more to her disposal, right? So let me read your article right quick, and then we're going to jump right into it. Floyd Mayweather's daughter, Iyanna Mayweather, was arrested in Houston, Texas, Saturday for aggravated assault. The Harris County constable, Iyanna, was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, y'all, which is also considered a second-degree felony. While the Harris County constable is not yet confirming the identity of the victim or witness, they tell E! News that the victim, a 25-year-old black female, sustained non-life-threatening injuries, mostly to the arm, and is in a stable condition. People, I repeat, stable condition. I know a lot of people going around saying she's in critical condition that make it sounds a bit more. But right now they're saying she's in stable condition. Of course, there's media outlets that's going to differ. The incident took place at 6:52 p.m. and the scene was cleared just before 10 p.m. Citing that one knife was recovered from the scene, officials also added that the incident began as a verbal altercation between two women, which escalated into a physical altercation. They add there was a male witness who was briefly detained without incident, and one was determined that he was a strictly witness and released. I'm gonna go to a second source of AP, just so you can get a second. Mayweather's 19-year-old daughter, Iyanna Mayweather, was taken into jail in Harris County, Texas, around 1:30 a.m. around 25 after a 25-year-old woman was stabbed in hospital. Jonathan Zitzman of Harris County Precinct. The woman suffered non-life-threatening injuries. That's two people that said non-life-threatening, but I hear and see the news going around here basically saying she's in critical condition. Non-life-threatening injuries and underwent surgery, he said. That's still bad. An altercation between Mayweather, rapper NBA Youngboy, and a woman named LaPatra Lashai Jacobs turned violent Friday night, prompting law enforcement to show up at the rapper's home and arrest Mayweather's Iyanna Mayweather, according to TMZ, which first reported the arrest. Give it up to TMZ, always on the spot, man. Damn. Zitzman said police arrived on the scene after emergency medical staff responded to a 911 call shortly before 7 p.m. The medical staff that helped The injured woman contacted police and alerted them to the possible altercation. NBA YoungBoy Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden and Mayweather used to be in a relationship. Go figure, right? Jacobs has a child with the rapper. So you take relationship and you take child's mother. Relationship, used to, and child's mother. Why were they in the same area? NBA YoungBoy, why were they in the same area? What is going on? It's cool to have your exes hanging around and you know they're about that life. If they believe they have enough money to get out of jail, why would you have your females in the same area? Especially the bragging rights should go to the mother of the child. Seriously, that's what the bragging rights should go to. She should be able to walk around there and chill and do whatever. She has your kid, man. I can confirm that one of the witnesses interviewed by police at the scene is named Kentrell Kitzman. Iyanna Mayweather was released from jail on $30,000 bond. That's like a nickel to them. That's like a nickel. Online records show her next court date is scheduled for Monday. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest, people. When I read and see what's been going on, the Mayweather's been going through it lately. We're talking about the mother of Floyd Mayweather's child. She passed away in a vehicle, whatever causes that was. Then Roger Mayweather. And now his daughter's in a situation where a lot of people would say, okay, what the fuck is going on? She's 19 years old. I'm not saying she can't be out here visiting who she want to visit. NBA YoungBoy was an ex of hers, but the problem that I see is why is she frequenting an area with NBA YoungBoy's baby's mother that possibly they still, have some type of relationship going on? Why are they still in the same location? Why are they in the same proximity if it's not a healthy relationship between these two women? When we're talking about young women, I've seen Iyanna Mayweather in person. She knows who her daddy is. She knows how much money. You've seen her online. She talked that talk. So if you're expecting her to walk into a situation like she ain't the one that's supposed to have the crown, then you're sadly mistaken. She totally believes she should have the crown. She's the queen. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I see that's fucked up about that. Wasn't her mother the one that's passed? I mean, wasn't that her mother? And this is something, I don't know if she, might have been acting out, not been as clear in her conscience in making sound decisions. But she's facing a felony charge, right? A stabbing. Being that this particular victim is not in critical condition. She's not about to die. She's going to get paid for pain and suffering. You can guarantee that. But what's going to happen with that 19-year-old? To be honest, people, I don't think anything. I think she's going to get some light punishment. It's not going to be anything too extensive. And she's going to be right back where she started from. She's just going to have a name to her body count right now. People are going to be hitting her up on IG chat like they're doing now. And then, once it's all over, they're going to be like, damn, don't fuck with Iyanna. She'll cut your ass up. You know what I'm saying? She'll cut your ass up. Women who aren't afraid to basically put a blade into another human being at 19 years old. I'm talking about women. If they're unafraid to get two knives and stab with one knife, stab them with the other, this is not going to be the last time that you see her in a domestic case. Because it take a lot of balls. They sit up here and say at 19 years old, let me go stab this girl. And she might have been looking exactly where she stabbed the lady. You know what I'm saying? Making sure it wasn't no freaking primary arteries or anything. You know, she got stabbed on the arm or whatever. She might have been well in the way. But the point is, she stabbed the chick. Where was her dad at? Like, what does he have to say, man? Lion Killer, what's good? MZUK, salute, salute. Patrick Williams say, just want to say hello. I hope you and your family's in good spirits. Appreciate it, Patrick Williams. Same to you, man. Hope you and yours in good spirits, man. Karan Tucker. Floyd, oldest children mother passed. All right, appreciate it. Thanks for the correction, man. I was just curious to know if by chance that was her mother, but that was the oldest. Got it. I'm not sure how many, to be honest, I'm not sure how many kids Floyd even have. I don't. Patrick says something's wrong mentally. Retros for life says salute World Combat Sports. Salute to you, man. But what y'all think about this? A 19-year-old that has all the money in the world, she's about to attempt to throw all that shit in the garbage disposal, right? A life by going out here, potentially putting herself behind prison if she was to stab a chick and she dies at 19 years old. But you have all the freaking money and assets all in the world. You have the name, girl. What you doing? You have the name. Why are they out here fighting over a guy, NBA YoungBoy, that already has a kid already? Iyanna don't have a kid by this dude. Jacobs had a kid by him. She gets bragging rights. The kids come first, homie. What the fuck are you doing? If I got baby's mom and I got my damn ex, baby mom's is always getting the priority. She's getting the first class. That's real talk. It ain't no question in that. But the reality comes into this, right? You're dealing with a bunch of immature youths that don't know how to make grown folks decisions. Now they can have somebody fucked up or they can fuck somebody up. Cool, that's what they know. But as far as not placing themselves in a position not to like tonight, they don't know anything about that. Some of these young cats love to have females over there fighting over them. You know what I'm saying? Have two females that want to be close to them and have them understand this is the way it's going to be. This is going to be the dynamic. Both of you all are going to have to coexist if you want to be around me. I got the baby's mom, Jacobs, and I got Iyanna Mayweather. Both of y'all are going to have to get close and make it work. Who in their right mind going to sit up there and put up with that? And y'all fighting over a dude. He ain't trying to wife you up. I mean, what the hell is going on in this younger generation where you got a 19-year-old that's stabbing a baby's mother that has a kid by your ex-boyfriend and you don't give a fuck about it? Iyanna, you don't give a fuck about your life. You don't think the judge is going to look at you in your face and say, damn, you might be a stone cold freaking killer. For you to take a knife and blades to a young mother who has a kid on deck because y'all had an argument. But let me say this. If Jacobs, like it's saying in some of the articles, charged forward or was the aggressor and Iyanna was able to defend herself, then we're talking about a different story. If it's some type of defense in there, we're talking about a different story. We're talking about a different story. If Jacobs kept on pushing the issue, being aggressive, and then Iyanna went over there to the drawer, got two knives, and said, you keep on fucking with me, I'm going to put some shit in you. I'm going to put these tips in you, and you ain't going to like it. If she kept on coming forward, and then Iyanna ended up cutting her up, I don't know, man. It'll come out sooner or later. Lion Killer says it's a sad situation. We agree, man. It is a goddamn sad situation. It's a sad situation. These people don't have anything better to do. I know we on quarantine and all that, people. I get it. But also, we talking about individuals with enough money when they're supposed to be happy, when they're supposed to have a comfort zone, when they should have a support system of friends at least to talk to. If your ass ain't standing in the house during COVID-19 and you want to go visit your boy and he got a girl over there, okay, who place was it? NBA Youngboy? You should have basically set that up the right way. If you know you have a Iyanna that's coming over, she's a little bit aggressive and she's not going to have a healthy interaction with your baby's mom, dude, you should look out for your baby's mom and your kid. But you ain't mature enough to understand how that all works. So you bring Iyanna in the building, she turn ups, she turn up quick, and when the arrest comes out, they put you in cuffs, and then it's good to hear your name as a witness. It's good because use this the other way around. Use this the guy being arrested for domestic violence with a female. But you got NBA Youngboy. They used to date both of these females, and now he has one of the bigger names in Iyanna Mayweather being locked up and out on $30,000 bond, which is pennies to them. It's pennies. I'm pretty sure she had to go see Papa. He's gonna talk it over. I'm pretty sure he had his words. And now he's getting with the legal team and say, okay, what's the damage going to be? Is she going to do time? No. Is she's going to come out of this and they have to pay some type of freaking, some type of freaking fine, a retribution to, I don't know, whatever she might have to pay in pain and suffering, man. We'll see how that all works. But tell me this, aren't you getting sick and tired of the same shit that's popping off? These youths today, man, black youth, they come in here acting like they don't have no damn sense. They don't have no reserve, no composure, no patience. Man, the first thing they want to do is commit the worst. Either they pulling triggers or they slicing motherfuckers up. And they don't care where they do it either. But for you to be a lady, 19 years old, look, 19 years old, people, she's about to catch a felony at 19 years old. Now, do I believe that can be expunged off her record, even though she's considered an adult? I don't know, man. Money talks. Money talks, people. It motherfucking talk. When I heard this shit right here, it further reminds me that just because you got money doesn't mean you have people around you that you can turn to in a moment where you just lose control and then say, hey, I'm not feeling right. Can you come talk to me? I'm seeing this a lot more and more of these people that has money and finances. They well off than I would ever be, but they have nobody to contact. Like, who do I pick up the phone and call to calm me down before I sit in here and put two blades in a female? Who do I get on the phone with? Is there a person in your contact list to say, I can reach out to this person and they can bring me back to where I need to be so I won't make a stupid mistake? No. People going out here catching felonies. And look, to be straight up with you, right? A person with money, they would go about a stupid situation like this much more reckless than you and I would. If you and I was going into a situation like this, we would actually use all the A, B, C, D plans possible, because you're saying to yourself, you know what? Let me try to find a way up out of here. But when you have individuals like Iyanna Mayweather, who daddy has several hundred millions, I seriously think her mentality is, I don't care about what happens, as long as I don't stab her in the heart or the jugular or in the eye, anywhere that may cause her to bleed out, I'm good. So if I want to swing knives and cut her in the arm, stab her or whatever, so be it. They'll do it because she feel that money's going to talk and everything else is going to walk. That's what I get from this. It looks bad on black youth once again. It looks bad, especially during this time where a lot of people don't have nothing else to do except get online. This is going to provide much more exposure to the Mayweather family when we just witnessed and we was mourning two of their family members. Now his kids come into play. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't like talking about, people's kids that was much younger, if they're much younger than this. But she's 19 years old. She will be 20 this year, y'all. She old enough to understand. We ain't talking about, oh, you just singling her out and you talking shit about. Nah, she going out here putting blades in females. That means her consciousness is very low. She's not worried about the repercussions. Tori Savage, what's good, man? Say hello, World Combat Sports. Salute to you, man. Patrick Williams say money can only buy things parents have to give the children, morals and values. I repeat, Williams said parents have to give the children morals and values about the reality of life. The problem is the youth is following the negative society lifestyle. I have to agree with you on that. Stephen Wood, what's good? Stephen Wood said, what happened? I'm reporting on 19-year-old Iyanna Mayweather, who was arrested and taken into Harris County Jail in Houston, Texas, for stabbing a friend of NBA YoungBoy, Jacobs, his baby mother, basically. And they got into an altercation at NBA YoungBoy's residence, I believe. He was a witness. He wasn't in it, but there was an altercation between the two females, and they end up going at it. And Iyanna put two blades in her. So, apart from what certain sources saying, she's in critical condition, and what's going on Facebook. Look, if you listen to Facebook too much without validating your sources, man, you're gonna be left out. People saying she's in critical condition, she's on a deathbed. Nah, it was non-life threatening, y'all. Non-life threatening. She had to have surgery, and Iyanna was released on $30,000 bail. Her court date will be sometime this month. Real talk. So expect her to probably get, I want to say probation, right? But you never know at this time and period with the crisis going on the way it is. You have to understand there's a lot of people that won't be going to jail. It's a lot of people that won't be going to jail for even stabbings like this. It's not going to happen because it's too much that's going on that they're trying to get control of. I'm not saying it's the perfect time to do something. You're still going to get locked up. But I'm just saying for what she has going on, a stabbing, she ain't going to jail. She won't see a day in that. They gave her $30,000 bond for a felony, a second-degree felony, I believe. $30,000 bond. Let it be me, please. Tori Savage say Floyd's been through enough shit the past 2 weeks. I agree, man. Floyd's been through a lot. Floyd Mayweather has absolutely, man, he's lost some important people in his life. Especially Roger Mayweather, been around him for a test of time. Man, he's had some deaths in the family that I know he isn't over yet. But then you have to sit up here and deal with another situation with your daughter who stays with him. They're pretty close. I saw him at the last fight. They was down here. They're pretty close. But like I said earlier, what's going on with these rich youths, these hip hop artists, these females, whatever you want to say, this younger generation? Why don't they have people out of all the friends they have on IG, Facebook, YouTube, out of all those people? Why isn't there one contact in your phone that you can just pick it up and say, hey, I need you. I need your voice right now. I'm about to fuck somebody else. I just need for you to talk me out, talk me down, calm, relax, place me in a sun Freud. That's where I want to be. So I can goddamn get another type of resolution in front of me to talk about this without going in there and throwing my life away. Where are these at? All these IG friends, you got a million some freaking followers on IG. You can't pick up one and say, you know what? If you got two knives in your hand right now, girl, you better stop playing. Put that shit down. You about to throw your life away. Put that shit down, girl. Some of these younger women, man, especially the sisters, my sisters, y'all don't have to prove how tough you all are growing up in the youth. You can just goddamn digress from a fight, man. You don't have to sit up here and go at another sister just as hard just to prove who's the baddest of the bad. Y'all gotta let that shit ride because jails consist of y'all too. I can say the same thing about the young black man, but this is not about that. All I'm saying is, if you have it made right now, Iyanna, you have it made. You have one of the most famous fathers around in the sport of combat right now. Why can't you just say to yourself, you know what, I'm getting in my whatever she drove over there, a Maybach, a Bugatti, a damn helicopter, a UFO, whatever Floyd is hooked up for her to drive. Why can't she just say, you know what, I'm not gonna worry about you, girl. You can get it tonight. You can have it. I'm going back home. So I say, I'm on night shift now, 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Woo! I remember those shift work, man, 12-hour shift work. Man, be safe out there, man. I remember the shift work, man. Retro say, Patrick say, people with money is never accountable. It's so sad. That's true. That's so true. Some people, especially that's rocking the culture, they have money, but they ain't accountable for shit. But they rocking the culture, right? Retro for Life say, NBA young boy is a horrible little boy. They got these young girls fighting over his herpes infested ass. His music is trash that contaminated our youth's mind. Look, we're in an environment right now, right? Where you just heard, Retro say his herpes infested ass, right? So we're in an environment right now where a lot of these youth, what used to have us cringe as adults, you know what I'm saying? When we found out somebody had syphilis, herpes, gonorrhea, chlamydia, all this shit, right? It'll make us say, you know what? Let me pump the brakes a little bit. I ain't trying to get close to that. Hell no. That shit fucked up. But this day and time with the medicine, you getting these young kids that'll say, what type of medicine is that again? Is some like Valtrex? I mean, what medicine we talking about? They would try to do the scientific breakdown on what the severe forms. I mean, what are the side effects, the visual, breakouts. When's the best time? If by chance you can still have intercourse with that person, what's the percentage of you catching it and the disease if you use protection? These young kids will sit up here and try to break this shit down to make it less of a liability for them. So they will try to locate the medicine. They would try to look at the breakout times, all that, and still show somebody some love. And they got herpes, y'all. I'm not saying NBA young boy has herpes. I don't know, to be honest. I'm just going off what Retro for Life said. If that's the case and they still fucking with this dude, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. If this dude got herpes, y'all, and he's still having these fine ass women come around here at his disposal, and they know this man got herpes, nobody's doing shit about it. Like Baca Vodka don't get rid of herpes, y'all. Sky vodka, Tanqueray, shit don't get rid of. Everclear, it don't matter if it's a damn 100 proof or not. You pour Everclear down there, all you're gonna do is get a bad feeling. That shit don't get rid of herpes. Anyway, enough of that shit. What is going on with our youth? That's the problem. Seriously, that's the problem. I really hope they get it together. I can't say when I was their age, I wasn't doing dumb shit either. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it this way. I just hope they regroup, get it together, and get some guidance, get a support circle around them, and be able to go out here and make better decisions so they won't continue to be in the news. Every time I turn around, man, there's somebody in the culture making the news for the wrong reason. We know who they are. We know who they are. They're always in the news for the wrong shit. We've seen it recently. They're in the freaking news for the wrong reason. Oh, shit. I didn't know that, bro. Retros for Life say he does. His mother passed it to him at birth, and his first baby mother has it also. Jesus Christ. Damn. Shit. Real talk? His mother passed it? His mother passed it. That means if his baby mother has it, then the child might have it too if she had natural birth. Because the only way the child is going to get herpes is that the child come out naturally. But if you have a C-section, I believe that'll stop that. That'll prevent that child from catching herpes. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's bad, dog. Shit. That's bad. That's bad news to hear, but appreciate the info. Seriously, appreciate the info. Damn. What y'all think, man? What do you think the punishment gonna be for her? Because we just seen John Jones, right? John Jones in this state get his second DUI. You know what I'm saying? Negligent firing of a negative handling of a firearm. Open container, no proof of insurance. So open container, no proof of insurance. Get that out of here. You know what I'm saying? But then you get aggravated DUI, and then you get the misuse of a firearm. Pretty much them swept under, and you just left with one charge. They give him 4 days house arrest on COVID-19 lockdown. 4 days house arrest, y'all, and 1 year probation. Potentially, in addition to that, he might get a $500 fine. He might have to wear an ankle monitor. Might have to attend alcohol treatment. Also, he may have community service. You know what I'm saying? He may have community service. And they may force him to install an interlock ignition system on his vehicle. So he'll be able to drive, knowing that he haven't had any alcohol or whatever the case. That's possible, in addition to the charges of 1 year probation and 4 years house arrest. Seriously. So you think Iyanna Mayweather is going to go in there, being that the girl is out the hospital, and get any punishment? I don't think so. I don't think she's going to get anything, but it's serious when you're putting blades up in somebody 19 years old, and we really don't know truly what the argument was about. We really don't know truly what the argument. Hopefully the argument wasn't over NBA young boy. You know what I'm saying? Because you get mad publicity right now for not being in the thick of things, not being a part of the domestic fight. So that's good for him. But on the other side, where he's going bad at, why couldn't he mediate the process better? If he used to date Floyd's daughter and he has herpes, Don't it just make you shake your head? I'm like, shit. I tell my boys anytime, hey, all pussy ain't good pussy. Believe that. This day and time, you need to make sure that you're doing a 15-point inspection. Seriously, because the way these youths and this young generation operate today, you would get people like young boy that acquired that and then gave it to somebody else. And the only reason they ain't too concerned about it is because it's medicine out there. They get the medicine, they walk around like it's nothing. Oh, I ain't worried about that. Yeah, I ain't worried about that. I get a breakout every now and then. They start getting the schedule down. They say, I get a breakout around here. We can't do nothing. And then it died down. Take the medicine. Okay, we good. And they just probably just have intercourse like it's nothing. Stupid. Patrick Williams say, for example, look at Bruce Jenner fatal car accident a couple of years back, not charged. I wonder why. I know, man, you know, not to get off subject, but do they call him Bruce? Is it Bruce? Is it? Just like T.I. as Nunu. You know what I'm saying? Is it Bruce? Is it? Bruce? Caitlin. Bruce was in a car accident where he hurt somebody real bad. Caused a death. And he was at fault. And you didn't hear anything about it. How does that freaking happen? I'm not going to go off on a tangent about how rich people get away with something. We've seen it. John Jones just had a second DWI, and he gets 4 days house arrest on COVID-19, y'all. COVID-19, they put John Jones on 4 days house arrest. What in the hell is 4 days house arrest on COVID-19? You know what I'm saying? Billy Joe Sanders get his license suspended doing COVID-19 lockdown. Who cares? Who cares? It ain't no boxing anyway. Don't nobody care about COVID-19 and losing your boxing license. Oh shit, I don't have no boxing license. Well, the arena's shut down anyway, right? Don't nobody give a damn. Nobody cares. Real talk. Are they talking about he banned from boxing for talking about a domestic? Well, they need to go back and ban Sugar Ray Robinson for beating the shit out of his wife. You know what I'm saying? They can't do nothing to Carlos Mazzoon. You know what I'm saying? He used to beat the shit out of his wife, but he ended up dying in a car accident. It's plenty of people we can go back to put hands on their girl. I know a lot of them not living back then, but I'm just making light. Like, we praise these fighters, but yet they don't know what they did between closed doors. You know what I'm saying? So if they're going to look at it like, say, for instance, they're going to make a big deal of Billy Joe Sanders making a video, which many people might say, oh, he was just having fun doing COVID-19. And the other people say, no, he was being an asshole. He never should have made a video like that because it deals with, this is where it fucked up. This is where Billy Joe Sanders fucked up, right? Is when he threw the right hand and he said, you hit her and she's going to look like a shock. Like, oh, when he started ad-libbing what the woman would do after getting hit on the chin with a right hand, that pissed the women's, understand, the women's off. The whole collective group of women that was tuned in to that video. That's when they say, you know what? He ain't shit. He think this shit funny. He's an abuser. Because for Billy Joe Sanders to say, when you hit her on the chin with the right hand, she's going to look at you in shock and say, oh, shit. You know? Wow. And then he cracks her with the hook to the body, the left hook to the body. That's where they're going to take offense to that. Because you're ad-libbing an abused woman getting abused, and you are a professional combat pugilist. So therefore, they're going to take a little bit more heat to you and say, you know what? You ain't shit, and you shouldn't be boxing if you're going to make domestic violence videos and think it's a joke. Patrick say, but if the victim pressed charges, it's a whole different situation. Yes, according to who's pressing charges when they're not presented with a freaking payout. I agree. But if a lot of these victims or whatever, they get in trouble or they're victims of somebody with money and they settle out of court, they'll never see anything step into the courtroom because the attorneys get together. They say, guess what? So-and-so want to pay you 80,000. So-and-so want to pay you 100,000. You know, they ain't trying to go to jail. You're not going to get $1 million. They'll say, okay, $1 million. Let's just go to jail. Let's go. You ain't going to get shit. You're going to go in there and you're going to get a little fine and all that, blah, blah, blah. And the victim, you're going to get a quarter of what we're offering you right now. If that, you might get 10%. But we do not want to see the inside of the courtroom, period. So what is it going to be? You're going to take the buyout? Yes, you're going to take the buyout. You're going to settle out of court and go ahead about your business and get that money. That's real talk. I will. If I'm not decrepit, if I ain't missing a freaking leg, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Don't sit up here and act like you holding it out. IP man, what's good, man? Salute to you, man. I ain't see you over here on the Facebook side of the house. Tori say, all so-called good pussy ain't good pussy. It's not, man. All of it ain't good. But I mean, people don't understand what I mean by that. And I teach all my sons that you have to know when to say no to it. You have to know to say no. You have to understand when to say no because all of it ain't good. You know, you have to be selective. You have to make sure you treat it like fruit, the fruit that it is. Real talk. That's the most important fruit that'll ever be a part of a man's life. That's real. I'm keeping it 1,000. A woman has the fruit of all fruits. Believe it. That fruit can do many things. It can basically change your mind. It can have you acting stupid and doing some shit like flip the switch when you know goddamn well your ass never should be flipping the switch at all. Look, I was just having a conversation with somebody today. I said, if we had anybody in the group to come back and we know they was in a flip the switch video with their girl and they wanted to switch it up, because I called it flip the bitch, because you flip the dude into the bitch mode and he goes out here and he does a video and whatever his girl is doing before the lights go out, when it comes back on, he's doing the same thing. Fellas, if you think that shit is cool in any way, shape, or form and your girl respect you the same, if you wearing a skirt and twerking your ass and doing that shit, we're in a whole nother generation of fuck boys. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. This flip the switch shit is out of control, man. How can you get on here and perform with your girl a situation that places you in a perception of demasculinity? It places you much below than your girl came out, because your girl was acting like her. Like her girl, when she switches over to your shit and she's trying to act like she's a man or whatever, it doesn't do anything. We don't care about that shit. You know, we look at her, we say, oh, she's just turning over. She is basically weighing, trying to pretend she's in the male role. But the male going over to the female role is much different, especially if you plan on doing some twerking shit and all that damn suspect bullshit you doing. You got the fuckboy itis going on. That shit ain't cool, y'all. Y'all need to stop doing that challenge, that flip the switch challenge. When you walk back up in the group, if your boys ain't looking at you like, bro, what you doing over there, man? Like, I saw some shit the other day, man, with you was up there in a skirt and you was twerking and shit, bro. Like, nah, bro, you need to head back to the house with that, man. Take that shit to the house. You ain't hanging out. You ain't walking with us down the street to the store. No, we'll let you know if you ever allowed to come back to this circle. Period. You got to let his ass know. No, that shit ain't cool, bro. Take your ass back to the house. Take your ass to the house. No, fuck that. Hell no. Do not let them back in the circle. And but then, once again, you got people that don't have a problem with it. Every dude within the group, oh man, come show me some love, man. That shit was funny what you did with your girl. Yeah, we got the fuckboy society. We do. It's a lot of them. They will welcome you back with open arms and embrace you. Hey, when we making them, hey, check this out. They come up with ideas. Hey, why don't we make a group video? We all in there together with our girls, and we make a flip the switch video with 4 or 5 of us in there. Oh my God, yo. Tori Savage say Paris Island closed. Unbelievable because of coronavirus. Tori Savage, I'm glad you mentioned this. And I try to tell people they may take it the wrong way, but 2 days before that happened, that it actually came out in the news, right? And you heard anything about it. I tell people, like previously on lives, on like ever since I was younger, sometimes I had these dreams or whatever on certain things that's going to take place. I don't know how to control them, whatever. Anyway, I don't like talking about it because people, if they're not on the intellect to understand how it happened, I'm not here to explain it. But some things I may talk about subliminally without saying, you know what, this may happen now. And people like take offense to it. You trying to be negative. I spoke about, if you watch my live on YouTube, I spoke about the coronavirus affecting military installations. I did. I talked about it. I said, we don't have a force field up there. I said, it's nothing stopping us from catching the coronavirus. It's nothing stopping us from having an outbreak. You know why? Because on a military base, we keep training going. Did I not mention Paris Island? Paris Island is not going to stop training. They are not going to stop training until what hit the news? COVID-19 outbreak hits Paris Island, South Carolina. They're on lockdown. They're not taking any new recruits. Now they have to work on the recovery process and the control process of constraining this virus, and no new recruits. When have you known Paris Island not to get new recruits to fill those squad bays? Now you're going to have probably a battalion that just grad, and they was waiting for that new group of Marines to come in the foreman. I know because I was a drill instructor. Come put them on the yellow footprints, get them checked in, get them prepped to go to their battalion. Now that the COVID-19 is taking place, this shit is on lockdown. I can't imagine what it is on Paris Island right now. It must absolutely suck. The reason why I'm saying that is like you in a structured environment. So therefore, if you're sick, you're always going to have people looking over you than in the fleet. In the fleet, yeah, you might have the nurses and everybody that's looking over you. Of course, you're going to have it down there on Paris Island. But you're on there to train to be a Marine. You're on there for boot camp. You have training days and training that you're supposed to complete, right? So I can imagine if the training stops, the misery that's going on with those recruits in the squad bay with nothing to do. Like they really don't know, okay, what's going on? What are we going to do? We're going to sit in the squad bay? We're going to practice rifle drill? The drill instructors are going to goddamn be slaughtering your ass on the quarter deck because they don't want you to get fat. So if they haven't contained the COVID-19 virus on Paris Island, man, it's going to be rough. Because if you never went to Paris Island, they have sand fleas, right? So what if some of those recruits that infected is bitten by the sand fleas? And just say those sand fleas start biting other recruits. Is it a possibility for those sand fleas to transfer or transmit that coronavirus to another recruit? Them things hurt. They spit acid up under your skin. It's the most irritating bug that you'll run into. And if I'm looking at the whole operation on how they go about from person to person. What if they actually bit somebody that was infected and then they went and bit another recruit or any type of personnel down there? What would happen? But if you don't believe me, check out my YouTube. I'll try to put it out there. I just had a dream about Paris Island and military installation dealing with COVID-19, and I just did a video on it days before it actually broke out, and the shit ended up happening. It's nothing new, man. Look, when my mom lost my brother, I had a dream about it. I was at the door when she had a miscarriage with my younger brother. She'll tell you. But you can't sit up there and keep telling people that certain things was going on ever since she was young and expect them to leave it. But yeah, I was standing in the door when my mom, lost my little brother. I was there. I can go through 100 things that I've been a part of in life, but it'll be a whole different subject that I dreamed about first before it actually happened. Patrick said, "You right, money talks." That shit is disgusting and degrading. They did a good job conditioning the people with celebrities, etc. The one thing about the court systems that people don't want to mention too much of is there is a certain level of priority. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the justice system, period. Is a certain level of priority. And for us to look at a situation, we might say that's severe. That's something extremely severe. But looking at Iyanna's case, stabbing somebody twice, okay, the girl said she didn't know that the first blade it went into her. And then, Iyanna returns and stab her a second time. So you have two actions of malicious intent. Two actions of malice that the judge is going to have to look at and say, okay, you were stabbed twice. Were you fighting? Were y'all both engaging one another? What is going on here? What's popping? Let me understand. If the girl isn't too forthright, which I don't foresee her doing it. I don't think even her being stabbed, man, knowing that Iyanna has money, I don't think she's going to try to throw that girl in jail, because in this day and time, she might catch a backlash due to Iyanna's last name being a Mayweather. I don't think this girl is going to go over here and overemphasize what happened. She's going to be mad. She got scars right now. And I'm curious to know what's going to happen. I don't think she's going to go up there like Tekashi 6ix9ine and drop the load on everybody. And by the way, Tekashi 6ix9ine, I think he's out. Don't be alarmed, because that's the society we live in. We live in a society full of snitches. Hey, just like Ply say, you let them hang in the group. You hang in the group long enough, you bound to have one in there. And Tekashi 6ix9ine, from my understanding, is out. But anyway, I ain't giving that dude no love. Gummo. Man, anyway, Iyanna, I don't think the girl, her friend Jacobs, is going to drop the ball on her and try to be overly, expressive to have her locked up and to keep throwing away type of shit. I think, she's going to let the court handle it, and she's going to go on about her business. A lesson learned. Seriously, I really don't think this girl is going to try to get her locked up for some months. I don't see it, because I truly believe that backlash will come to NBA Youngboy's baby's mother if that happened. Seriously, people, that's what we live in right now. Appreciate that comment there, Patrick. Tori says, pray Gervonta Tank Davis get it together. Gervonta Tank Davis, man, you know how it is with Gervonta. But even more so, our brothers, man, like I did before. I said it before. They're gonna have to get it together themselves. They're grown as men. When I made the point to ask Gervonta Davis when I saw him down here in the A, I said, "How did you feel, man? How did it feel inside to have your daughter?" He said his daughter matured him as a man. Now I can't say anything against what Gervonta Davis meant by that, because I believe deep down inside his daughter. Look, I got picture on picture. Every time Gervonta has his daughter with him, daughter. I believe his daughter did mature him to a point. But when it comes down to him not having his daughter around and walking across the court and snatching this girl up for whatever reason, these are young people in this generation. They do things a whole lot different. And for Gervonta to be at the higher echelon of boxing elite, and if he did throw a punch at his girl, and then the fact that he had his baby mother by the hair once he was pulled out into the opening that has a visual of phones that was out, then you can't go over here and be mad at anybody for recording your actions, man. Like, that looks bad all the way around. Gervonta Davis, that looks bad all the way around, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit look bad. That look bad. That look bad. I get tired of seeing the same group of brothers out here messing up. You know something that's real though? You want to hear something that's real? Every time I see Adrian Broner, we saw Adrian Broner in the news. And I'll tell you, Adrian Broner, one thing about him, he sticks to the script. He ain't gonna change up the script for you. That's as real as it's gonna get. Adrian Broner is gonna give you the script before, during, and after. He's gonna be the same person. He's gonna give you that shit. But you know how I can't say everybody that hang around certain people are influenced? Hopefully this changed a little bit of your mentality, right? Robert Easter. I have seen Robert Easter around Adrian Broner every time I seen Adrian Broner, I seen Robert Easter. Put it that way. Totally different cat. Totally different cat. Robert Easter is around Adrian Broner all the time, and he's nothing like Adrian Broner. I talked to Robert Easter when it was just me and him in the airport waiting on the flight. This dude is around Adrian Broner every single time I see him, y'all. Why isn't he like that? So don't think just because Adrian Broner act a certain way, everybody in his crew, everybody in his group act like him. No. I've seen Robert Easter with Adrian Broner every single time I've seen Adrian Broner. Every single time. And he acts nowhere close. Like Robert Easter, man, he's approachable. You can talk to him. If he want to give you an interview, he'll give you an interview. One of the coolest cats, one of the more mature boxers you'll run into. And if you want to talk, he will talk. And he's never been stuck up. Robert Easter ain't never been stuck up. And you know what? Even when he's walking with Broner and you say, "What's up?" he will say, "What's up?" to you. He will acknowledge you, man. Seriously. So I'm only saying this because I get people to saying, everybody in Broner's group is this way. They compare Broner and Gervonta Davis together. Gervonta Davis, Adrian Broner, two different people. The next one that's, one of the more popular boxers that be around most of the time when I see Adrian Broner, Robert Easter. Put a third one in there. Robert Easter is nothing like Adrian Broner and Gervonta. Three different people right there. But Robert Easter is nowhere like that. Know that. If you see him out there, say what's up. Know that. Good dude, bro. Robert Easter is a good dude when it comes to like, "Hey, Robert, what's good? What's going on, champ?" If he got time to talk to you, he'll talk to you. If he got time for an interview, I seen him outside the club where the weigh-ins after Gervonta and Gamboa caused mayhem in there with the both sides of the teams scrapping with each other a little bit. I walked out behind Robert Easter and Gamboa, and Robert Easter was just outside. Same thing. No different. No different, man. Torres Savage say, "Hey, how's Deontay holding up, Scotty?" Hey, your guess is good as what mine there, Torres Savage, because hey, you're not the first person to ask me that, and to be honest, I don't know people. I haven't heard anything. I haven't talked to Deontay Wilder outside. I never had that privilege, that lifeline. You know, I haven't. No one really heard him say too much of anything after the fight. Haven't heard anything. So until he comes out in the media, which he will soon, that's what it's going to be. But I haven't heard anything. I haven't really asked his team anything. You know, being this COVID-19, I don't know what's going on. But if you're listening, and I know there's somebody from Deontay's team listening to this, I would definitely like to hear from the champ. As I've asked several times before, real talk. World Combat Sports would definitely like to hear from the champ. Why not? Come on, champ. We know you had it back in there. I'd definitely like to speak to Deontay Wilder. Real talk. But y'all know that. Y'all know that about Robert Easter. Good dude. Good dude. I've seen the whole lineup come by several times. I've spoken to Broner, didn't get no answer, no response. Robert Easter's right behind him. I say, "What's going on, champ?" Easter, Boot, Bunny, whatever. He said, "Hey, what's good? What's good?" He acknowledge you, man. Torres said, "You don't see Angel Garcia getting locked up." Hey, man, Angel Garcia and the Garcia family always seem like they having fun. Listen, listen, I have to put this out there in all due respect. Listen, with all due respect, Danny Garcia, no cap. I'm not disrespecting this man or nothing. But obviously, Danny Garcia has a dynamic that works for him. To have a woman to hold him down solid like that. And she bad. So for Danny Garcia, you know, him and his dad and Angel and all them having fun. I know stuff ain't always perky. You know what I'm saying? But they seem to be having fun because every time you see them doing something. You know what I'm saying? But to the community, what a good dynamic to have a female that's willing to hold a man down, be sexy, seductive, goddamn know how to be nasty towards the man, like, hey, the nasty in the right way. The way Danny Garcia's girl be looking out for him. That's what you need. We need her cloned. Seriously, we need her cloned. We got the technology to do it. We need some cloning to go on here. Seriously. Because she be up there, they be putting out some videos and it'll make you shake your head like, shit. Damn, DSG. She's swift with it. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens with that. Let me transition before I forget. You know, Khabib, he's in Russia. They still talking shit. You MMA fans that's being casuals right now, that's babysitters, right? I don't know why you up here talking about Khabib the Nurmagomedov is ducking. How many times you got to understand the protocol on that man looking out for his family, right? Listen to me, the MMA fans. Understand one thing. Why would you sit up here and say that someone is undefeated who's defeated some of your best fighters so far, right? He was shut down from training in San Jose, California. He flew into Abu Dhabi and couldn't even freaking go out and leave the airport. So from the airport, he was on lockdown over in Abu Dhabi. Then he said, you know what, fuck it. I got to fly to Russia. I'm flying home. He couldn't leave the airport until he caught the flight, flew over to Russia, and had to spend the night when he got over there in Russia because they had this freaking processes going on over there. So my question, I say this to you. For all you to saying Khabib Nurmagomedov is ducking, where is he supposed to go from Russia? And it's no location for Dana White, who is not playing a UFC 249. If there's no freaking location to fight, how in the fuck is Khabib supposed to get on a plane and fly and just say, you know what? Pop the hatch. I'm jumping out this bitch right here. But Mr. Nurmagomedov, you're over water. I don't care. It got to be a cage down there somewhere. I want to show Dana that I can fight in the water too. I fought bears. Now I'm going to fight great whites. Hey, people, it's not happening like that. That's just not happening like that, y'all. Stop saying this man ducking and he left the U.S. They shut down the gym over there. What was he to do? He had no location. What he's supposed to do? Just kick rocks? Don't train? When he can be over to his family? So what he do? He get on the plane, go to Abu Dhabi? Couldn't he leave the freaking airport? He thought the fight was going over there. He was going to chill out, get some training. Couldn't he leave the airport and then go to Russia? They have flight restrictions. Now, from what you probably heard is he can potentially get private flights and get permission to leave Russia during this time, right? Because of business. So therefore, if Dana White had the location, which no one knows about, I'm pretty sure Khabib would do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Khabib could do it. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I'm pretty sure. Because when Dana White sends out the location, guess what's going to happen? Everybody's going to be like, hey, well, this and that can happen. Let's make sure that Khabib be the first one to know. That's what we need to do. It's not going to happen until Dana White puts out the location. And that hasn't happened yet, people. So that's the good thing about it. We need to stop calling Khabib a ducker. We need to make sure we understand how the process works in COVID-19 and stop calling the man a ducker. He's not a ducker, y'all. He's not. How can he duck anything when there's no location for him to go to? I'm pretty sure he said plenty of times, you heard it. He wants to fight Tony Ferguson, but there's nowhere for him to go. If the fight was canceled from 2018, 17, 16, and 15, and potentially in 2020, then so be it. So be it. But you all calling him a ducker, you calling him scared. How do you believe that Khabib is scared and he don't have anywhere to go? Like he's getting on IG, he's talking to fans, he's talking to everybody. He said, guess what? I don't have a freaking location. Tell Dana White. The fight card is supposed to be the 18th of this month. Tell him to send me the location and I go. That's all you have to do. Send the location. That just hasn't happened yet. So y'all need to get that through your heads. No one's ducking anybody. And if by chance it's a stacked card, they may get some people to pay PPV. According to if the stimulus checks are in yet. We don't know if the stimulus check is popping. No one has confirmed anything in their bank accounts. And it's one thing, you know, I can't make light of and make comedy out of yet, because I know it's a lot of people need these stimulus checks, right? But I really hope that they go out next week, because this is getting bad. I really hope they hit and go out next week so we can really start getting support to these people that's out here, the citizens like us that's out here that needs these stimulus checks. Real talk. Troy says the amateur fights through USA Boxing been suspended. Also, yeah, USA Boxing, amateur boxing been suspended, and also the Olympics. All those individuals that had lifelong dreams that was in the Olympic Center training Shout out to Team USA. Shout out to all those members selected who fought. Look, they fought, they qualified. Not all of them are going pro, but there are some that's going pro now. Due to this situation, they're going pro. So you gotta weigh your options. They say, well, I want to wait till the Olympics and get this medal, try to see if I can get the medal, or should I go pro and start getting paid? I'm thinking a lot of boxers' mentality is witnessing how the underlining of boxing really works when you're placed in a situation where you have no means of compensation, you have no means of revenue, you have no type of action to receive residual. We're talking about if you don't have any sponsorship, if you don't have a promotion that has you locked into a plan to help out during these times, if you don't have all the amenities, the benefits in place to help you out, who's going to pay? Who's going to provide you a stipend to get you through this storm? Who? If you had already completed training camp already and you had a nutritionist and everything else that was taking place and you didn't fight, who's going to play for your second training camp? Who's going to get you ready? Who's going to start getting you back in shape after this is over with? If they're talking about this is going into May, June, who's going to help you out? Who's going to help you out? That's the tough underbelly of boxing, man. It's bad. It's toxic. For them not to have backup plans for these fighters, man, it just shows you how rough the grain is, man. It shows you how loose these fighters are going to have to understand. If you want to be a part of this sport, not all the time you're going to be able to make a living, especially when we might run into a virus like this or run into any type of epidemic, pandemic, and get the shit shut down, and you may not see any paycheck. You might not be able to feed your family. So that's bad. So just think about that, people. Hey, Taurus, I'm just putting out some goodwill, hoping that already been done. You know what I'm saying? Whoever they got to get approved by, they get this shit approved and get it on the damn press. Get it on the press, man. And once again, you know, DT up here saying he want to be the one to sign the checks. He want everything to be about him, dog. I got a great video of Don King, Bob Arum on my Facebook page. I can't assume that is going to be delightful. Is it going to be the video of them sitting at the table talking, finally having a meeting? You know, we talking about two individuals that was just nemesis. Them two was nemesis, man. But if the amateur boxers is able to go professional, why not, man? Go get paid. Go get your money. But also, the wake-up call to this is, boxers, you get your money. Don't go out here and spend it on big-ass cars, a shoe collection. Man, try to open up you something that's going to give you a residual check. Be smart about it. I know I talk about Floyd saying this all the time, right? But he always say, I make smart investments. Like, Floyd, how do you have all that money, Floyd? Smart investments. Smart investments. Smart investments. But we understand that smart investments, but we want to know, like, how did you just become so filthy rich during this time? I have smart investments. Yes, smart investments. Got a good team around me, and we made some smart investments. That's Floyd Mayweather. He telling you right there. I know it's a lot more out there to it, to the blueprint, but Floyd Mayweather saying, hey, I made smart investments. Floyd, with the fleet of cars that he has in multiple locations, I can't see how he can ever go broke. Because if you have millions and millions of dollars in cars, when it comes down to it, you can sell them. You can, because your name itself will keep the value, and they can say, okay, Floyd Mayweather had this. Man, it's just so much he has going for himself when it comes to money. So the only thing we want to know is who you're going to fight when you return. That's it. We want to know who you're going to fight. I'm telling you something. One person I want to see Floyd Mayweather fight if he returns to the sport of boxing. It's only one fighter. It's only one. Numero uno. It's only one fighter that I want him to give that respect to run it back. And that is Saul Canelo Alvarez. I want Floyd Mayweather to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez, the only loss on Canelo's record. And if you're talking about breaking numbers, if Floyd Mayweather say, I'm coming out of retirement, I'm gonna face the cash cow, right? He the cash cow, right? This is what I'm facing. I'm facing Saul Canelo Alvarez. Y'all say he the cash cow, went up the super middle, went up the light heavy. He been doing his shit, right? All right, let's go. Can you imagine what the Mexican community, Black boxing community, European community, can you imagine how people come together for this fight because they want to see Floyd take that first L? And the way Canelo's been looking unstoppable, they're going to say, you know what? Canelo is the guy to do it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Canelo Alvarez is going to get that win back. And it's going to be, look, you're talking about Floyd would get paid hundreds of millions again. I believe Floyd can get paid. I think Floyd pay can exceed for what he made with a Conor McGregor fight. I truly believe that. If he was to come back and face Canelo Alvarez, I really, truly believe he can exceed the numbers they did with Conor McGregor. Why? Because it's a much larger percentage of liability for Floyd to go in here and face one of the hottest fighters at the time right now, at the top of the pound for pound list, in Canelo Alvarez. So, of course, they want Floyd to take that L. So people are going to pay to see him be 50-1. They're going to pay for that. And they think Canelo Alvarez is the guy to do it. That's real talk. If you don't think it's possible, hey, so be it. Think what you want to think. But the tear that Canelo's been on, and supposedly he may potentially, face a trilogy with Triple G, for whatever reason, I don't really care. I don't even care if somehow Canelo comes in there and look much different than he did for the rematch. And he looks sorry, and he allows Triple G to win so they can come back for another one, a fourth one. I don't know. But I'm telling you this, Canelo Alvarez should go in there, wash freaking Gennady Golovkin, and send him into hospice care at 38 years old. Because we all know that Gennady Golovkin is like 45, 48 years old in boxing years. Yeah, absolutely. Gennady Golovkin is way up there in age. Torres Savage said both men are 88 years old. Yeah, man. 88-year-old men, they still angry. I agree. Cinco de Mayo date, I hope. Man, speaking of Cinco de Mayo, can you imagine Floyd Mayweather, Saul Canelo Alvarez fighting on Cinco de Mayo? Wow. That would be one of the biggest fights, man. Floyd Mayweather at 42, returning to the sport to face Canelo Alvarez, man. The guy that's just been going up the elevator, doing what the fuck he want to do, dropping down, and then he would have already freaking sent Gennady Golovkin to the freaking Peace Corps. You know what I'm saying? He would have sent Gennady Golovkin to the AARP freaking outpatient clinic to get checked up and get suited for his room. It's time to get rid of this Gennady Golovkin trilogy between him and Canelo Alvarez. It's done. It's over. We've seen this shit. Period. We've done it. We're ready to move on. But for the love of it, people, what I want you to be aware of, I should have some up and coming fighters that I'm going to interview. It's going to be on YouTube most of the time, but I might do it on IG. It depends. Mostly on YouTube though. But I have some names in the slot that I'm definitely trying to get on here, and some big names. They're not just basic names. They're some big fighters because they have a pretty good amount of downtime right now during the pandemic, and I'm definitely trying to get them on here and holler at them. I want to talk to them. 2020, the interviews are going up. Different mentality to talk to the fighters. People don't want you to be nice and all straight to the point and be cordial. They want you to be a little bit like ask the tough questions sometime. You know what I'm saying? Instead of asking all the easy questions. You know what I'm saying? Give it a little bit of a shake up, a little spice to it or whatever. But I do what I want to do. I mean, I don't care what anybody else say, how to interview. I really want to get some more fighters on here, and stay tuned. I plan on doing it, people. It's going to be good. And for the females is out there, the males is out there that fight mixed martial arts or boxing, pass the word. Shoot me on PM, and I would definitely link up, man, and let's get this interview popping. I want to interview as many fighters as I can while you're in between and in this COVID-19 because it's the best time. You're not deep in the training camp. But what I will say is I'm not going to get everybody. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But the ones who, and you know who you are, the ones who I reach out to, like you're talking about somebody who's 50 years old, right? And we pretty much have an understanding what common courtesy is, like age appropriate etiquette, right? So somebody reach out to you, you know who they are, right? And they ask you for an interview and you don't respond. Understand it's not me. Understand I won't kiss your ass. If I ask you respectfully and I say, hey, is there any way we can get this interview now? And you don't respond, but you online and you respond to everybody else. And we supposed to had basically taken that same oath together. I just think it's fucked up. You can take this however you feel. I just think it's fucked up. I know y'all the one step in the ring and everything, but it's kind of fucked up when you can't respond to someone that you have a little bit more different bond with. And then, we took the oath together, but yet I'm just asking, hey, is there any way I can get an interview while you're down? And you can't even respond. So we're going to let that ride out just like that. I just thought it was important for me to let it know because I'm like, I think it's extremely, rude and disrespectful, man, to a point. Like if you show courtesy and respect to someone that you've met before, but yet you want to be immature about something, man. Don't waste your time. Just say, nah. I'd rather you say no and don't say anything, bruh. And I'm going to give a shout out to all the boxers that's out there going through COVID-19. Much respect and blessings to your family. That's real talk. And also, for those of you that have loved ones, we have some like Anthony Yard. I believe Anthony Yard, light heavyweight contender. He lost his dad, and I want to say his grandma, his nana, or something. I don't know, but I know he lost two people that is important to him. And much respect, man. Blessings go out to you. Hopefully everybody is getting better there, Anthony Yard. And of course the Mayweathers. I know this was about Iyanna Mayweather and everything, stabbing somebody, but also he just had two people in his family, Floyd Mayweather and the Mayweathers in general, had people die. So it's been tough. And we've had some other people in boxing that passed. I forgot their names, but shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Much blessings to you and prayers, man. But this is going to be it for the night, man. We are already on Sunday. And you know the reason why I want to get off here? I want to make sure everyone who's tuned in, tune in again. Because guess what? You ain't going to church tomorrow. I want you to get back on here so we can talk about some things. You don't have any church. You don't have to put no tithe in there. You don't have communion. You don't have to get dressed up. You don't have to see some of the fakest people that you will ever meet in your life. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do any of that tomorrow. You don't have to go to church. There's no mass gatherings. So guess what? You can step in and listen to World Combat Sports. And I truly appreciate your presence, your company. And let's do it again. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. Salute. See you tomorrow.